So the way I see it, this is my opinion, right? And it's in the minority, I'll tell you this much. But I think we're in the second part of a much larger, maybe 3 or 4 leg bull run right now. The vast majority of chart analysts, they're going with this is the final blow off the top. Bitcoin's going to hit this incredible high, and it's going to relate to altcoin season, and that'll be the blow off the top for altcoin season right after Bitcoin starts going down and losing its dominance. I think because of things like Fed rate cuts, ETF approvals, and the Clarity Act, I think especially with respect to the ISO 20022 utility tokens, those coins, those blockchains will go on and live for a much longer bull run, a very different kind of bull run. And bull runs as we have known them, I think, are gone. That's my thinking. I just really think that's the case. And I'll tell you what the 4 main catalysts are going to be. The Clarity Act, we know is going to happen this year. At least we're pretty sure it is. Maybe no later than early December, somewhere around there, just depending on what Congress gets around to doing, right? They don't work too much, those people, but they got to get this Clarity Act done, that's for sure. The next thing are all those ETFs. I think there's about 92 that are pending. There's a ton of them for XRP, about 20 some odd for XRP itself. So, I mean, even if you have 92 of them, 20 are for XRP, where do you think most of the smart money is going to go? It's going to go to XRP. I mean, just that one, it'll probably go to maybe some Cardano ones, maybe some Solana ones. Bitcoin's going to get a little bit more money, but it's going to be heavily weighted toward those bigger chains. And I want to say XRP is going to be the main one because that is still the only digital asset with legal regulatory clarity until the Clarity Act gets passed. And then I think the vast majority of them will have, I guess we're going to know what we've got, right? But with XRP, we already know. There's already a legal opinion about that one in particular. Also, the Fed rate cuts. That's another catalyst. If those Fed rate cuts go down, maybe 25 basis points, which is 1/4%, right? They always have to make it harder for people to understand. But now, 1% has 100 basis points. So 25 basis points is 1/4 of 1%, and so on and so forth, right? So my thinking is they might go as high as 50 basis points because Jerome Powell's not known for doing much more than that. I think 50 basis points would be, pretty big of him, considering how too late he's been, right? Too late, Powell. But if he gives us, a quarter, I think that should be enough to get the ball rolling. Man, I would really prefer a whole percent, though. I've heard some whispers of a whole percent. I'm not going to hold my breath. Another catalyst is the ISO 20022 going mandatory, and that's coming up in November. That's when it goes mandatory for all Western banks. So all 4 of those catalysts, right? The Clarity Act, the ETF approvals, the Fed rate cuts, and the ISO 20022. Those are major catalysts. There's a whole lot of other catalysts out there, but those are the big ones, I think. And don't forget, in January for XRP in particular, smart contracts go live in January. So there's just a whole lot of positive stuff going on there. I'm very excited about it. But let's listen to the modern investor. Let's see what he has to say. Now, he thinks just with the Fed cuts and the XRP ETFs, that's enough to be explosive. And I think that's right. I mean, I think any one of those 4 catalysts are going to be powerful. But man, when you take into consideration that they are all going to happen and most likely all in this year, gosh, man, talk about a powder keg on a powder keg on a powder keg. This thing's going to be huge. And there's a wall of money, as a lot of people are saying, coming into the crypto space. That's why I've always said, find your seat at the table, guys, because, it's like musical chairs. You don't want to be the one left without a seat, right? So let's check out what he has to say in his own words. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and bookmark. We'll see you guys on the next one. Till next time, adios, amigos.
There's an ETF analyst. His name is James Seyffart. Seyffart. Real name, I believe. He's tracking these particular ETFs because he thinks that these have the biggest chance of getting the thumbs up. 92, sorry for screaming, 92. He said there are at least 92 crypto exchange-traded products, exchange-traded funds awaiting a decision from the U.S. SEC. Apparently, the most current, and I need to say that because someone's going to go, there's 24 of them. The most current sought-after ones are Solana and XRP. Yeah, remember that narrative? Solana and XRP are the most sought after ETF applications right now. Solana has 8 pending, and XRP has 7 currently pending that are in line for September, October to actually go through. I believe the total number for XRP is near 20 or something
20,
like that, and
yeah.
I learned the hard way. Because a couple of months, I think I said 12, and someone was like, it's 17. And I said, okay. Then I said 17, and someone was like, it's 21. And I was like, I get it. Please. I'm just, okay. Yes, 92. 90 freaking 2.